So golfers, you've been standing on the golf course before and you're thinking, how do I create more speed into impact? And what you need to do is you need to create more rotation, which is going to obviously create more club head speed and enable you to hit the ball further. Talk about kind of rotating the body, getting the chest to kind of point away from the target, then towards the target. But here's two simple tips, using the left hand side of your body and the right hand side of your body, and how that's going to help you improve your angles into impact and lower your score. So as we kind of do this down the line, we take the club to the top of the backswing, and what tends to happen is people who struggle with rotating, what happens is they start down the downswing with their shoulders instead of their lower body. The club shaft gets a little bit steep. So here's two kind of things to think about when you're struggling in that position. So as we get to the top of the backswing, we all talk about this lower body leading the shoulders. So the lower body has to lead the shoulders in order to create that kind of X factor and that more distance into impact. So one field to think about, as we get to the top of the backswing, my left knee should kind of externally rotate towards the target. So my left knee is kind of moving outside my kneecap. I see a lot of golfers kind of sway on the way back and then kind of get in this position where their body weight's too far behind the ball. So tip, feeling number one, as you get to the top of the backswing, feel like your left kneecap is getting out of the way as quickly as possible. So it's pushing towards the target as the club head gets to the golf ball. So almost in that position. So we're doing this down the line. My target's the LT. Take the club back. The left knee should start moving over my kneecap by the time the club head gets to the ball. So that's going to help my hips open. But the last thing we want to do is kind of get this left knee moving this way. So to create more rotation, take the club to the top of the backswing. Feel like the left knee moves towards the target. That's the first feeling to feel within your left side. The left knee moves towards the target, and that's going to allow the foot to kind of open up, the hips to open up, and deliver that club into the impact position. So left knee clears before the club head gets to the impact position. Let's talk about the right side now. And if you follow George Gankis Golf on Instagram, so GG Swing Tips, he's a big advocate of this kind of movement, and that's kind of focusing on the right quadricep. So instead of focusing on like any other technicalities, just focus on your right quad. And what he was saying there is, if I was to do this down the line, the inside of my leg, as we take the club back to the top of the backswing, as we start rotating the left side, what's happening is this right side's coming into play. So number two, what we're going to talk about is the feeling in your right leg. So one of the biggest kind of pitfalls we see is people take the club to the top of the backswing, and what happens is their legs don't move at all on the way through. So we've talked about the left side, the left knee cap moving kind of towards the target. Let's talk about the right leg this time. So if you look to the inside of your thigh, this is kind of your right quadricep. And if you watch George Gankis Golf or GG Swing Tips on Instagram, this is one of his drills to kind of employing the feeling of rotation. So the main goal here is, as we take the club to the top of the backswing, what he advocates is we should be able to see, as we move the left knee, our right leg comes into play. That's the main goal here. We're trying to make our right leg more visible on the way through. So if I was to do this down the line, the left knee cap moves, and what happens is, if I don't rotate my hips, then my right knee is going to be back and I'm not going to be able to see my right leg. So take the club to the top of that swing, the right knee moves in the way, it becomes more visible, so almost feel like your right leg's moving in towards your left leg. The golfer's left kneecap externally rotates, the right leg comes into play, so we're able to see our right quadricep that's more visible. If I don't rotate, the right quadricep is not visible, so left kneecap turns towards the target, my right leg's more visible, so it's almost the kicking feeling, the right knee moving towards the left knee, and they're really close together. So golfers, start doing half swings. Firstly, working on the left knee, moving towards the target. By the time the club head gets to the impact position, also the right leg, think about, as we take the club or halfway back, start hitting half shots to start off with, kind of develop this feeling. Halfway back, allow the right leg to move in towards the left leg. We're making the right quadricep, so the inside of the leg more visible on the way through, and that's going to help deliver more power into impact. With your thoughts on that video, also like the video, share the video around to your friends, and if you're struggling with any other topics that you're looking for assistance with, comment below.